grow more than anything, and that's going to come from water. It's the #1 issue in the state, so we have to build out our water infrastructure. We have to have reservoirs to capture the rainwater, dams to capture the snowpack up the high elevations, dam up our concrete up rivers in the metropolitan areas and utilize desal, couple that with hydroelectric and small modular nuclear reactors. We can then export that water for profit, make sure our farmers have plenty of water to grow organic, clean crops. They don't need the glyphosate or any of those poisons, and we can use it as a net positive revenue generator by auctioning off to California.
Round two.
Round two, we'll switch back again at round three. Ms. Greta Solorzano, what reforms would you make to California's public universities?
One of the big ones that we have right now is we need to make sure that anti-Semitism in the university is gone. We need to stop those people calling for Antifada and burning the flag of the United States in our universities. We need to bend our faculty to make sure that we don't have liberals with an agenda to come and brainwash our children.
Leo Zaki, what is the most important thing you could do to stop the mass migration of residents out of California?
Well, you got to give people an environment to make money. Look, businesses are leaving. My business got ran out. We know how that is. It's an overregulation problem, and it's a lack of ease when it comes to permitting. Update the website, the state website. Have an AI like a Grok or something you can interact with. You want to start a restaurant, get a liquor license, add an addition to your house, whatever. You type it on there. It gives you the forms you need to fill out. You can fill them out electronically, submit them. If you messed up somewhere, it tells you where you messed up. You make those changes, submit them, and then you get an approval, and the inspector come at this date, this time, boom. That makes it a lot simpler. Obviously, lower the taxes. Any new regulations, you take two off. Real simple. Lower the business taxes and incentivize business to come here.
What role should the private tech sector play in regulating artificial intelligence in California?
I am not a fan of regulating or regulation or big government, and I don't think the private sector has any business whatsoever regulating anything, especially AI of all things. Their hands should not be on that. And am I understanding that question correctly?
We'll let you interpret the question.
Private sector regulating AI?
Or
No.
the role of private sector.
Yeah, no, not allowed. That's the wolf watching the chicken coop. No.
James Athens, how would you restore confidence in California's election system?
Wow, that's a tough one, and I'd have to think about that. Like I say, I'm a realtor and I have a construction company. I always say I will take that under advisement, and it drives everybody crazy. Integrity is the first thing that comes to mind. Like I said, everything that I would do as governor is through that lens. And integrity is the word that comes to mind. Thank you.
Gregory Novak, are there any laws you would like to remove that affect California's Second Amendment rights?
All of them. I think all of them. The thing is, we know that legal gun owners don't commit crimes with guns, and probably none of those things. Although trying to restrict our Second Amendment rights is not really a good thing because the Constitution is kind of guaranteed it to us. But the best thing they can do for the guns is maybe put more money into the police force and start policing criminals and start actually making lives of those areas in California better so they don't turn to crime. That might be a good option.
Chair on, what are you doing to encourage voters to reject Prop 50?
Well, it's so egregious because again, California has misused their budget, $250 billion for this Prop 50. And when they haven't even spent a single cent on Measure 36 to arrest felonies, people who are committing felonies. We have a desalinization plant that has just been in limbo that we already approved of to bring water through Huntington Beach, and not 1 cent has been used for that when we need water so desperately. And so this, I think, is the devil who replaces sand. God's going to use this to show how woke the state is, and I'm praying for a democratic revolt where they're saying enough is enough, and they're going to...
David Surpa. California's schools rank poorly compared to other states. How will you improve student outcomes as governor?
Thank you. School choice. First and foremost, school choice. Milton Friedman had a great idea when he came up with the the GI Bill, giving veterans an opportunity to choose where they're going to be educated. Let's give parents the same opportunity to decide whether they want to send their kids to public, charter, private, or homeschool, and then take their money and put it to good use. We also need a great superintendent of public instruction to see through this, and we need a great lieutenant governor who oversees the university system and the community college system.
Leo Naranjo IV. How will you reduce violent crime in California?
One of the ways we're going to start reducing violent crime in California is we're going to stop charging citizens as if they're the criminals when they defend themselves, their families, their businesses. You should have the right to use whatever means you need to use to defend yourself lawfully and legally. Obviously, if you do something illegally and shoot an intruder on your home and no justification, you need to go to jail for that if sentenced and convicted. But for those people that break into your home, no, they've already had 2 warnings. They crossed the line, they broke into your home. That's how we're going to start on that. We're going to put criminals in jail that need to be there, not give them the free bail pass because you're the victim and they're the ones that get to prey on you.
There you go.
Douglas Nelson II. How will you resolve California infrastructure problems with water storage?
Well, I will make sure that there's plenty of water come in, and make sure the fire extinguishers are completely full in case of fire emergencies.
Ronald Anderson. How would you address California's labor market challenges?
Well, we certainly need to have all of our working people working, all of our unions and all of our non-union people to keep everybody rocking and rolling. And that's the problem with a lot of different situations, that a lot of people have been out of work, and this is what I was talking about earlier. We need to make sure everyone's busy. And I want to make sure, and under my administration, there's be a lot of infrastructure and a lot of other different things that are going on, and so that'll help, make everything good again.
Mark Anthony Isles. What actions should be taken to address the state's unfunded pension liability?
What action should be taken to address the state's unfunded liabilities?
Pension liability.
Pension liabilities. Well, first we have to have leadership, and as the leader, governor, I would lean on those that have the expertise in that area, which I'm not one of. I would just depend on putting together the right team of professionals and then trusting them to do what needs to be done to provide proactive leadership.
Patrick Rackus Jr. California is listed as one of the worst places to do business. What would you do to improve this?
Remove all the regulations. The regulations are what cause small businesses to collapse. I mean, I'm one of them. I had a small business. It collapsed because regulation. CARB is a very impactful part on every business here in the state. So I think we need to work on that, and I think that's probably a great start. Just the regulations, start rolling them back.
Let's give all the candidates a really good hand. We've made it through 2. And No, let you guys know, we only thought we were gonna do 2 rounds here. Because of how good these guys have been doing and staying on, we get a bonus round for you. So.
Okay, was there anyone missing in the second round? No mistake? No? Okay, we are going to third round. First question goes to Leo Zaki. What is your plan to reduce California's high cost of living?
Well, obviously the regulations are an awful issue, and then the permitting process too, but when we create an abundance of water, it brings the cost of living down across the board. And then you don't have to rely, and obviously you get the power from that as well with the hydroelectric and like I already mentioned, the small modular nuclear power plants. That's going to really bring a big impact on that. But it's the net revenue drivers that are going to allow us to then be able to decouple our need to have a theft known as property tax. So we can then have we don't have to have such expensive housing. It's really quite simple. But yeah, we have to have alternative means of revenue other than just taxation to do that.
Mark Anthony Ayers, what will you do about the veterans of homelessness in California?
The homeless in California is directly related to the state of California releasing people from prison. In 2000, we had 195,000 prisoners. Today, we have right around 90,000.
For the veterans homelessness situation.
Majority of the homelessness are veterans. The majority of them are veterans. What we need to do is provide programs. Releasing people from prison without some means of improving upon themselves is the reason why we have such a growing homeless population. The majority of them, not the majority, but many of them are indeed veterans.
Next. Greta Solazano, what can you do as governor to assist those who lose their homes to wildfires?
Well, there is a couple of things that we can do about that. First of all, and I want to talk again about the infrastructure development. One of the things that we need to do is we need to invest on the grid. The grid is a little bit obsolete, and one of the things that we're trying to do is it wasn't designed for this, to put solar, to put wind, to put batteries. So we need to invest in the grid, and that will eliminate or reduce the number of fires that we are encountering nowadays. So we need to invest in our infrastructure to make sure that the people do not have to encounter such a violent fires in California.
Ronald Anderson, as governor, what is the most important regulation you would change?
One of the regulations, there's so many of them. I think the Gavin Newsom's probably get rid of all of his programs and come up with some better ideas that I already have in taking care of the homeless. I have a 6-point way to fix all of that as far as the traffic that we have. I could fix the traffic within 10 to 30 days. That I'm going to be doing, and a lot of other different things. Healthcare, I have a program for that.
Next, Che An, what would you do to lower gas prices in California?
It's really easy. I want to do away with CEQA right off the bat. That has been a lobbying force that has really crippled the energy and infrastructure in our state. I'm going to open the wells, and as President Trump said, dig, baby, dig. We're going to dig for new wells, and we're going to lower the gas taxes immediately on day one, and I'm going to make gas affordable as we reduce that. And by the way, I'm going to beg the refineries to come back.
Gregor Albo, what is your position on transgender athletes playing on girls' teams?
I won't need 45 seconds. That's a big no. Boys are boys and girls are girls, and there is no way that if I was a dad and I took my daughter swimming for her entire life and she went to an Ivy League school and lost to a guy, I think I would be ballistic. I would be a domestic terrorist. I feel very strongly about that, and that is a big no. Now I can talk about something else because I got 22 seconds left. Just say no. It doesn't.
David Serpa, what is your plan to make housing affordable for working families in California?
I'm a real estate guy. I want to build 5 new cities. And not only do I want to build 5 new cities, I want to deregulate and give people an opportunity to build housing again. For the first time in 50 years, you used to be able to order housing in a catalog through Sears. You used to be able to build these craftsman style homes. When's the last time that you heard somebody say, my grandpa built this house? My dad built this house. Well, for the first time in a long time, you can buy shipping kits, housing kits for $15,000 to $20,000. You buy a piece of land for $30,000. We have water and energy on that. Next thing you know, you've got a house for $60,000. Well, interest, taxes, and insurance on a $60,000 house are going to be a fraction of what it would be for an $800,000 house.
Yes. Mr. Nelson, second. What is your position on California's plan to ban gas-powered cars by 2035?
Again, to my previous point, I'm going to get rid of the mandated electric vehicle and give the people an option to keep their electric vehicle or trade it into a gas-powered vehicle. Realistically though, it's not possible to constantly keep your electric vehicle charged with the power grid going down.
Leo Morano's fourth. What are your plans for wildfire prevention?
First off, in wildfire prevention for this state, too often we hear about fires started and our agency's unable to do anything because they're on federal lands. Regulations prevent them from going in and fighting these forest fires. My job as governor is to protect California and not to debate who owns what. You get a fire on federal lands, if I have to, my agencies are going to put that fire out. It's incumbent on me to argue with the president and federal authorities on why I did that. I don't care where it starts, it's going to be extinguished. That's my plan.
James Athens, as governor, what is the most important tax you would change? Tax.
What's the most important tax?
So, you know, I think one of the problems we have, and I'm going to answer that in a roundabout way, is you know, generating more revenues for this state. And I think we need to target areas. Number one, I think we need an aggressive Doge type of campaign in this state in which we search out all the bad actors and recover those monies that are being wasted. And then also I would, as a contractor, I would like to target the underground economy and license everybody and tax all those guys that are participating.
Patrick Rackus Jr., what would you do to make California's streets safer?
Apply all the current laws that we have on the books. When we write new laws, we never cancel out the old laws. All we need to do is continue to enforce the laws that we have, give the police departments everything they need, get the judges that are saying, it's okay, you know, we'll give them another chance, another chance, another chance. That's one of the big issues we have here. They commit the crime, we let them go. They commit the crime, the cash was bail. But thank you.
Kobe Markham, what is your position on abortion and what would you do to foster a culture of life in California?
I personally find abortion abhorrent. However, we do live in a democracy. I do not want any state funds going toward any abortion stuff because the people did not vote for that. Because their tax dollars are going towards something that they do not believe in. I think that abortion is abhorrent to God. I cannot imagine any woman ever aborting a child that we were gonna have together. And so, but we have to live in a democracy. Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys, we have 4 more minutes and we've made it through 3 rounds. So what we are gonna do now, we're gonna do a rapid fire. You got 5 seconds on this question. Jack, you're gonna say a name. I'm gonna ask a topic. You got 5 seconds.
We'll try to get through everyone.
Actually, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds.
Should just go down the line.
They're mixing the names, and Jack is gonna state a name. I'm gonna 5 or 10 seconds. You're gonna get 10 seconds. All I'm gonna do is give you a 1 to 2 word topic.
Okay.
David, do it.
Oh, jeez. I've never done anything in 10 seconds in my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring the name.
Hang up in here. Okay, here we go. David Serpa. Yes.
David?
Yes.
Your topic is transgenderism.
This shouldn't even be an issue. I have compassion for people, but we don't need to have it in the sports, in our high schools. If you're an adult, do what you want, but let's keep it out of our schools and in our private areas.
Kobe Markham.
Kobe, your topic is taxes.
I think that California has a spending problem. I'm also interested in looking at the possibility of allowing homesteads to be tax-free.
Okay. Ronald Anderson.
Ronald, your topic is homelessness.
Oh, okay. There's, the way it's been going, there's people giving away homes. It's already been a 6.
Leo Naranjo, the 4th.
10
Leo,
seconds.
your topic is Elon Musk.
You know, here's the topic. Elon Musk, rich guy, came out of California. He moved his business away for a reason. He wants to come back. We'll encourage him to come back willingly.
Gregory Alba.
Gregory, your topic is elections.
We need to go back to checking IDs and doing it in person and quit mailing it in and stop ballot harvesting and make it fair.
James Athens.
James, your topic is Prop 50.
Oh, gosh, well, I'm with former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm glad he got back into the fray. I like what they did in Texas.
Mark Anthony Isles.
Mark, your topic is Hollywood.
Hollywood, largest industry in the Southern California area. There are a lot more conservatives in Hollywood than you think, and we should work.
Burn it down.
Douglas Nelson II.
Douglas, your topic is snowpack in the Sierra.
No comment on that.
Greta Solorzano.
You should legalize it.
Desalination plants.
Oh, absolutely. We have 2 fantastic desalination plants. One is in Carlsbad and the other one is in Catalina Island. They can really make a world of a difference. The reason that I'm passionate about it is because I'm
Leo Zaki.
Small businesses.
Empower them. Give you the opportunity to create. We need independent wealth generators and job creators in this state. Deregulate. Allow the streamlining of getting through the permitting process.
Patrick Ruckus Jr.
High-speed rail.
Get rid of it.
And finally, Che Ann.
Minority outreach for the Republican Party.
Absolutely, I feel I'm a person of color, 51% of California people of color, and I'm going after all the ethnic groups, and I want to be their voice as the next governor.
Give them all a huge hand.
Clear. of applause for our candidates.
On behalf of Make California Great Again, thank you very much for coming. Thank you for attending the first California Republican Forum.
Thank you.
Oh, hi, Betsy. How are you? Sorry, honey, but I was working with the lottery.
I gotta grab the yoga.
Leo, congratulations.
Thanks, brother.
Congratulations. Yeah, good. We'll see you tonight, okay?
Yeah, you come casino night tonight, 9 o'clock. Be there.
Oh.
Hosted bar, throw some dice. Let's do it, baby.
Let's take a picture of this gentleman here.
Thank you.
For watching, and don't forget to subscribe.
This video has been edited by iMovieLORD. Lamb Tram.